Hey everyone! In this video, I want to give you 10 solid tips for taking better photographs of your glass. You don't have to be a professional or have decades of experience to take excellent photos. You just have to understand the basics and practice sound photographic principles. If I can do it, so can you. Number 1. Use a digital DSLR camera and shoot in RAW format. Smartphones have great cameras these days. As long as your photos are intended for social media, they are just fine. But if you intend them for print or other media that requires high resolution, a digital DSLR camera is much better. This is because you have greater image control with the DSLR camera, more options for controlling exposure, and can shoot in other formats such as RAW. The work required to make an excellent photograph does not end when you click the shutter, and DSLR cameras give you greater capability after the shutter clicks than a smartphone. Number 2. Diffuse your light sources. Softboxes are best for this. You can buy them from B&H Photo, link in the description, or make your own out of cardboard and something like Mylar. Diffused light is easier to control and eliminates harsh shadows. The contours of a piece of glass can be enhanced because the glass will reflect a broad illumination source rather than a bright point of light. Diffused light is more natural looking and pleasing to the eye. Number 3. Use your zoom to focus. Autofocus usually works just fine, but there are times when the camera's autofocus feature can be fooled or have difficulty finding the exact focus you might want. To avoid this, you can use your camera's optical zoom to bring your subject as close as possible in the viewfinder. Try to find an edge you can see clearly. Adjust the focus manually and then zoom back out to the normal composition. This is an excellent way to guarantee perfect focus every time. Number 4. Set your f-stop to control depth of focus. Depending on what you are shooting, you want to make sure that your subject is entirely in focus. Low f-stops mean narrower depth of focus, while higher f-stop settings mean broader focal depths. To make sure your entire piece is in focus, set the f-stop to a minimum of f11. f16 or f22 is even better, but lets less light into the camera, so you have to adjust your shutter speed to achieve proper exposure. Number 5. Always use a tripod. Longer exposures are impossible without a fixed camera. Never shoot by hand. This one is a no-brainer. Number 6. Have a variety of backgrounds available. One black and one white background should be the minimum to have readily at hand. Gradients work well too. If you have light stands, the backdrops can be swapped out easily using spring clamps. Experiment with what looks best for any specific subject. A good source for backgrounds is B&H Photo. Their website is linked in the description. Number 7. Use a reflective surface on your tabletop. Plexiglass works very well for this. The idea is to create depth and interest in the image by generating a reflection of your subject. The reflection can be hard, like a mirror, or soft and fuzzy, depending on what your reflective surface looks like. But for the most stunning and elegant photos, a reflection is a must. Number 8. Shoot a variety of different shots. You'll want product shots that display the entire subject clearly. You'll want interest shots that show the subject from different viewpoints. And you'll want detail shots that highlight the interesting features of the subject. You should experiment with various angles and close-ups and shoot lots of photos. You can always pick out the best ones during post. Number 9. Pay attention to your composition. Photography is all about composition, and photographing your glass is no different. Photographs are like paintings in that the artist decides what goes where and how subjects are arranged in the photo. This is especially important if there are multiple subjects in the photo. Subtle changes can make big differences. Experimentation can be time-consuming but very productive. Don't be afraid to think out of the box, and remember that the final composition can always be tweaked in post. Number 10. Spend some time in post-processing. This is where the magic happens. Photographs are rarely perfect in their original state. They always need tweaking. This is the main reason for shooting in RAW format. Photoshop has a plugin called Camera Raw that allows you to use the maximum information captured by the camera to adjust the photograph's settings before you import it into Photoshop as an image. This is a very powerful tool every photographer should be familiar with. Learn Photoshop and Camera Raw and learn to post-process your images. I should add at this point that not everyone will want to pony up for Adobe's products, as good as they are. Fortunately, there is a completely free alternative, GIMP. GIMP has 99% of the capabilities of Photoshop, as well as a RAW editing plugin that works the same way as Camera Raw. If you can't afford Photoshop, GIMP is the answer. I have posted a link to GIMP in the description, along with a link to Adobe Creative Cloud. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. Leave your comments below and share with your friends. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.